friends, it's Gwen and I'm here to do the behind the booktube tag, and this was created by Katie at the Book Wander, and she also tagged me to do this video, so I'm going to do it for you today. The questions are quite different than normal tags. We're really not talking about books per se. We're talking about our equipment and programs and stuff that we use to create our content on our channels. I thought this was a very interesting tag, and why not go ahead and give it a shot. So I do actually have quite a bit of things to like juggle for you. I have the questions on my phone and I had to like write a couple things down on a post-it, so forgive the chaoticness of this video. Okay, question number one, what kind of camera do you use? I use a little handheld camcorder, and it is the Panasonic HCV201. I will leave a link to it in the description box down below. When I first started my booktube channel, I used my iPad just from Apple. I think it's the second generation one. Not really quite sure. It's the one I still have. But that's what I began using for booktube. And sometimes, depending on the video, I might throw in a couple of clips from my just Apple 5 phone. So I'll record on here and then use that. But mainly, I use my Panasonic. Question number two, do you use any additional equipment, lighting, tripod, microphone, remote, etc.? The only thing I have is a tripod, and I have the, I forgot where it said, the Platinum Plus, the Sunpack Platinum Plus 6400 UT. I couldn't find it on Amazon, but if you just look up Sunpack, like PAK, Platinum Plus, 6400 UT, you'll see it. Okay, question number three, scripted or spontaneous, how do you plan what you're going to say in your video? It depends on the type of video that it is. If it's a video like today where it's like a tag, I make sure it's a tiny bit scripted. I do have to go through and pull books if we're talking about books, or I write down little notes, which we'll get to shortly. So I do write down little things. If it's a list, like a top 5 Wednesday, or something like that, I'll write my answers down and I'll have it. I set it on this little table right here, or I'll put a post-it note on the wall or something like that, just so I know, so I don't forget. For reviews, it's better for me. I have found that if I actually write the review first and put it on my website, and then I film a review for it, because then I have already kind of pre-planned out things that I liked, that I loved, that I didn't like as much, etc. And I've already kind of put it out there, so it's kind of in my head a little bit more. So depending on the video, I wouldn't say I script everything. Like, I don't write, hi friends, it's Gwen, today I'm going to, I don't do that. But I do script out, or little, kind of bullet points like characters, don't forget to talk about this, or, something like that. But for the most part, it's just kind of, I know what I'm going to say and I try to say it, and maybe I would be a little bit more eloquent if I did script my videos. I don't know. But yeah, so I don't really script per se, but I do write little keywords or keep little lists of things to say and answers to questions and so forth. Yes. How many takes do you do when filming? And it depends on the video. In the beginning, I would just do the whole video. I would do it over and over and over and over again. And I've kind of just since realized that like editing is a thing, and you can just cut out all that stuff. So if I mess up, I'll just start over again and just kind of keep going, and then I cut that chunk out. Sometimes I get really rambly, or something like that, so I'll do a complete redo of that section. It just depends, and I know I'm saying a lot. It depends for a lot of these questions, but it really does. If it's a review, I definitely want to touch on certain things. If I'm just talking to you about something or doing a tag, I mean, that's just like kind of like a one take type thing. So it just depends. If you use music in your videos, where do you find it? I mainly use the free music archive. I use another site I'll put in the description box as well, and I also use the music provided by YouTube. And my husband plays guitar, and I'm trying to get him to do a couple of short little things that I can use in my videos, and I usually only use music at the beginning and the end, but there are a few videos out there, one recently that I did, that I will do music throughout the whole thing. Let's see, how do you make your thumbnails? And this is where I made little notes. So to make my thumbnail, I basically well, I have done a variety of different type of things. One thing I've done is I've used like Instagram photos as thumbnails. Sometimes I'll just take a picture of me and then put the book beside it. But kind of what I'm going with now is at the end of the video is I'll just kind of, I don't have a remote or anything, and to like press my camera I have to like reach, so I can't really do that. So let's say that I'm taking a picture with Queen of Shadows. I'll just stand here and, you know, pose for the camera and kind of freeze frame myself so that when I'm editing, I can just use that freeze frame and create a screenshot, and then from the video, and then I paste that into Paint, and then I crop it in a program called Roxio Photo Suite 10, and so I get the, you know, the general shape. And then I use PicMonkey and I use it as a texture, and then I go into the exposure and I adjust the exposure. I don't like do too many adjustments. It probably sounds a lot more complicated, but basically screenshot from the video, paste it into Paint, crop it with Roxio, put it into PicMonkey, and then I do my little overlay with Lavender Mud, the name of my channel, down in the corner, and that's really it. Yeah. What do you use to edit your videos? I use two programs. I use what came on my Windows, so Windows Live Movie Maker. I use that for like cutting out the big chunks, and then I use Magix Movie Edit Pro 2014, and it's Magix M-A-G-I-X. In the very beginning I just used Windows Live Movie Maker, but then I wanted to start doing the book, you know, like if you don't have a physical copy and you could put pictures in, I wanted to be able to do that, and of course Windows Movie Maker doesn't allow that, so I had to get a different program, so I got that one. Any tips, tricks, or hacks when it comes to filming and editing? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm just kind of, I'm not really great at editing yet. I don't have a lot of time to spend on editing. If I created less videos and I spent more time learning about the software that I have, I think if I had different software or learned my software a little bit better, I could probably do a little bit more creative things. I try to do things every once in a while. But yeah, I'm just going for kind of like the basic, you know, let me get this video out type thing. So I don't really have any tips. I think natural lighting has been like my saving grace as far as like before where my bookshelf was. Like find a place that you can do it in natural lighting. I don't really have any other tricks. I still consider myself like way too new to be telling you any tricks, so I'm sorry. And then the last question is, in your opinion, what makes a good video from a production standpoint? And again, I really don't even have an answer for this, but I would say that sound, making sure that you can hear the person, because sometimes I'm like turning people, like the volume is all the way up and I still can't hear them, and I'm just like, why? And I like when the thing is full, like it's in the full box, there's not like a huge black border around it. I think that's just like, what is it called? Pet peeve of mine is when there's that black border. So, of course, so the sound and the don't make it a black box thing. Also the lighting I think is a little bit important. I mean, I don't think it's super important that you have to see like every single little crevice on your face or pore or anything like that. But generally, I want to be able to see you and what you're talking about. If you're holding up something, I want to be able to see what you're talking about. I don't want it to be too shadowy. And like I said, if you stand in front of a window or sit in front of a window, it's not really that hard. My lighting is never like superb how I want it to be, but at least you can see my face, you can see what I'm talking about, and if I'm holding something up, you can see what I'm talking about. But I think really what draws me, and I think, wow, that was a really good video, it was the creativity of the creator. And I know we put out a lot of similar videos. We put out tags, we put out hauls, we put out unhauls, we put out wrap-ups and things like that. But a lot of times the videos that really draw me in are the ones that are done or edited creatively. And I will link maybe 2 examples down in the description box of videos that I thought were done really creative, and it will give you an idea of things that I really enjoy and like for the production value. But really, those are all the questions. I'm sorry, I really didn't have like great insight or, you know, helpful tips, but maybe some of it helped. I'm not really sure, but basically you can really do the bare minimum: have a camera, have something to say, stand in front of a window, speak loud enough that I can hear you, or stand closer to your camera. Whatever it takes to pick up on that volume. And yeah, that's really all I have for you today. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you again next time. Bye.